In this video, we will show you how to replace your serpentine belt tensioner on this Dodge Ram 1500. This will be located along the front of your engine. Let's get into it. Let's start removing the serpentine belt from the area. Before you do so, pay attention to the belt routing. Take quick note of that. Continuing on from there, we're going to make our way down at the tensioner. We'll use a 15mm and turn this center bolt clockwise. That'll release tension from the serpentine belt, and we'll pull the serpentine belt out and away from the alternator pulley. You can use a serpentine belt tool or just a 15mm wrench. It really shouldn't require very much pressure. Now, once you have the belt off of those pulleys, you just want to take a quick inspection. If it looks like it's cracked or damaged in any way, or it looks like it's worn, you want to go ahead and replace the serpentine belt. After looking at this belt, it looks as though it's still in good reusable condition. Let's continue on. Now that we've inspected the belt, we're going to start removing the tensioner. But to be able to remove the tensioner, you actually have to dislodge your ignition coil. To do this, there's two pieces of mounting hardware holding it in place. There's one right here, 10mm bolt, and then there's another one located just below it. Go ahead and remove both of those mounting bolts, being extremely careful not to break them in the bracket. There's the first one, a quick inspection. I'll start it back in a couple threads. Continue on to the second mounting bolt, the lower one here. Now, as you hang your ignition coil aside, be extremely careful not to cause any damage. With that out of the way, we can see the tensioner. If you were to look just inside this metal bracket area, there's a 15mm headed mounting nut. As you start loosening this, the tensioner may pull away from the bracket and start spinning on you. Typically, if you just hold this up against the bracket, you should be able to continue unscrewing this. I'm using a 15mm ratcheting wrench. There's our mounting nut. Quick inspection, set that aside. Remove the tensioner. Now, before we install our brand new tensioner, let's make sure we clean up some mating surfaces here. We have the area for the tensioner itself. We'll make sure that this area is clean and smooth, free of any debris. Just double check, make sure it's still nice and thick, not rotted or weak in any way. If it is, you just want to go ahead and replace this bracket. This one feels fine, so let's move along. We're going to clean up the mating surface where that ignition coil sits. Use our wire brush for this. You could also use sandpaper, of course. Once again, thorough inspection. That feels good as well. Okay, let's prepare to install our brand new tensioner. Before we get this down in position, let's just have a look along the back side. You can see we have our mounting stud where that mounting nut will sit. And then as far as this area right here, you can see a small locating tab. We want to make sure we have both of these in their proper positioning. Looking at the bracket down here, right in the center, we have the port for our stud. And then facing up diagonally towards the alternator, we have that slot. Let's start bringing this down into position. We'll turn it as necessary to get it properly aligned. Double check to make sure it's seated flush here, and we'll continue on with a 15mm mounting nut along the back side. We'll start this on by hand so we're sure we are not cross-threading it into the wrong positioning. Snug it up. The torque for this is 50 foot-pounds, but as you can tell, there's minimal room to be able to get a torque wrench in here. Let's just make sure it's nice and tight. For this, I'm going to use a little bit longer of a wrench. There we are. Once again, confirming we're properly seated all the way around. We don't want this off kilter. Continue on to re-securing your ignition coil to its mounting bracket. We'll start bringing this up into position here. At this point, we want to make sure we start in both of the mounting bolts before we tighten either of them. It's important to make sure you start them in by hand. Make sure they're both started in, and then you can tighten them up. The torque for each of these mounting bolts is 100 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. Double check to make sure everything's properly secured. We'll continue on to our serpentine belt. It's time to reinstall the serpentine belt over each one of the pulleys. As far as the ribbed pulleys, you want to make sure you're sitting into each of the grooves properly. If you're off by even one tooth on the serpentine belt in comparison to the grooves on the pulley, you could cause damage to the serpentine belt and possibly other parts as well. In the center of the tensioner, we're going to turn this clockwise, releasing pressure here. Be careful for any pinch points. One more confirmation right along this area. We're confirming that we are properly seated. I can see on the idler pulley here, right in the center, the belt's actually ready to walk off of there. It's a good thing we caught this. Let's go ahead and release pressure from the serpentine belt. We'll readjust this and double check one more time before starting the vehicle. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our serpentine belt tensioner. The next thing you need to do is make your way into the passenger compartment. You start up the vehicle, let it run for approximately 5 seconds, and turn it right back off. Make your way back out here, and you're going to triple check the belt. It's extremely important to make sure it's properly seated on each and every one of the pulleys. After that, and you've confirmed it looks as though it should, go ahead and close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.